Hello, everybody. My name is Kyle Clogwas, and I am the project manager of Pueblo Viejo Engineering. And I'm with Alex Polito, who's our roadway lead as well. So let's dive right in. First and foremost, I just want to kind of give you a project understanding and approach as to the design that we created. So our design ranges on Valencia Road all the way from Pantano to the Atterbury Wash. Now, what we designed is a modern 4-lane urban collector roadway with a median in the middle. Obviously, with every construction, there's issues. On the north side, we notice that there's utilities as well as the Air Force Base. But then on the south side, we notice that there's neighborhoods and businesses. So in our presentation, we talk about how we're able to cooperate with both. Now, move a little further east, and you're at the Atterbury Wash. Now, at the Atterbury Wash, we created 3 alternative designs. However, we noticed that our best design was the one that we retained and extended the culvert. Now, this also met with the SWIP and rainfall runoff modeling criteria. Last but not least, I want to discuss the completion of the project and the safety of pedestrians and bicyclists at the end. So, regarding our construction phasing plan, it's a 4-phase plan. On the first phase, it's just all the necessary site work that we need. Second phase is where we're going to be closing 1 lane, doing construction, leaving the other lane open. And then our third phase is swapping those, moving them to the recently completed lane and constructing on the other one. And our fourth phase is just the expansion at the culvert at the Atterbury Wash. So like I stated earlier with utilities, we have to coordinate with gas lines, telecommunication lines, overhead power lines, water, sewage. And these are all things that we've thought of and that we're going to cooperate with when it comes time for construction. Now, obviously with construction, there's costs. And we noticed that, after our approach with the cost estimation, quality takeoffs, and price, our final proposed budget is around $26 million for the entire project. Now, I'm going to pass on to Alex Polito, our roadway designer, to talk more about that.
Yeah, hi. For our roadway design, we decided to go with 4 11-foot and 12-foot lanes and 20-foot medians in the middle. We also have a 150-foot right-of-way, which means that we really don't want to get past this 150 feet, or else we'd have to tap into like Davis-Monthan Air Force Base and the neighborhoods in the south. So, we just kept our design to within this 150 feet limit in total. We use Pima County pavement marking manual, also AASHTO guidelines from the Federal Highway Administration. We're using 6-foot bike lanes, 6-foot sidewalks on south, a 6-foot DG path, which is just like a dirt path for recreational vehicles, like small ones, and also a 10-foot multi-use path, which is like, just asphalt. So we have those 2 going. Also, we went with a 50-mile-an-hour design speed. And this is a typical sheet that we get from Civil 3D AutoCAD. This is how it looks for the entire project. We really work hard on our design sheets and making sure that everything is good on that. Design experience matters here, and we have that. This is a example of how it should look like on Tangerine Road, which is on the north side of Tucson. We have some artwork going on, and we think that art really helps people look around more and slow down. So this is a really big safety feature that we like to implement at Pueblo Viejo Engineering. For our traffic, we figured out that there's about 16,100 vehicles that go in per day, and we're designing for 40 years, which means that this is going to increase a lot. And so we decided that actually a 6-lane roadway would be better, but the city still wants a 4-lane design. So we went ahead and designed for both. So just in case the city for the near future wants to go ahead and go with that 6-lane design approach, we can do that easily. And here's just a comparison of the both. We have level of service, which is just like a grade that we give each approaches for these intersections in our design. And you can see that we have DAF on the top and CAB on the bottom, which means our 6-lane road would actually be recommended. For drainage, we figured out that 12-foot shift on the south would help us a lot too, because we need 6 to 7 feet for a channel that we're designing here for a 100-year storm. And this would really help out, for everything, just that 12-foot shift, again, because of the utilities on the north side. We don't have to mess with them too much. And also that Davis-Monthan Air Force Base, and we'll still be within that right-of-way limit. And Kyle, if you want to take on.
Absolutely. Thank you, Alex. So For our geotech and our pavement design, obviously we did a lot of site and field investigation. We realized that there needs to be about 36 borings along the roadway and about 3 borings at the Atterbury Wash, as you can see indicated on this slide. Now, just like any other portion of this project, we have design recommendations. So for here, we have the box culvert extension. We realize that we need AC flexible pavement. We also need rigid pavement, ground preparation, maximum density, shrink swell predictions, corrosion prevention. These are all things that we have thought about, calculated, and dealt with in our DCR as well. So like we talked about with the Atterbury Wash culvert extension, for the geotech wise, it is the most cost-effective solution while also providing adequate service, for present and future developments. I mean, obviously, after much research, we realized that with the USCS soil classifications, it's a silty sand, silty clay sand with gravel. These are all things that go into what makes the best possible design. And with this, it's also the most cost-effective too. Now with structures, the entire area of the Atterbury Wash is about 89 feet wide, 72 feet long, and 7 feet deep. However, for the culvert cells itself, they're about 4 feet tall and 10 feet wide. So after looking at the 3 different alternatives, we decided that the box culvert extension was best. One, because of its cost effectiveness. It only costs $805,000. And, also for construction wise, it's drilling dowels and epoxy. So it's actually very simple to complete rather than creating a whole new culvert. It's the most cost effective, and it also fulfills all of the different constraints from hydrology to geotech to roadway as well. Now revolving around the environmental sustainability, there's water logs, there's perimeter control. These are all things that are on the SWIP map that we talk about, and also helps filtrate the runoff water from any debris to come into our job site as well to contaminate any of the stuff running through our culvert. Now, last but not least, I really want to talk about a few takeaway points. First and foremost is for the roadway, it's a horizontal design with about 4.6 to 5% super elevation. There's a 12-foot shift south, as Alex Polito talked about, and there's also going to be 2 bus pull-out lanes. Now, the culvert extension is great because, yes, it's cost effective. It also satisfies all the constraints, and it is the most economical option. So 3 for 3, it's the perfect design. Now, we also have a rectangular channel running parallel to our road that also will route any of the runoff from the offsite basins away from our project. Now, when completing the project, there's obviously things that we have to consider, whether it's signage, whether it's possible warnings that there is construction. I mean, there's construction going on now. How are we going to cooperate with that? Possible storms in the future, natural disasters. There's a lot of things that still come into consideration that we've thought about that are on our minds. Then obviously, like I talked about, safety considerations, bicycle lanes, the art. These are all things that we need to consider when it talks about the safety of bicyclists and pedestrians. Now, why us? We're such a diverse group of people. We learn from our problems, we adapt to any solution, and we challenge ourselves to become the best. Knowledge, perspective, customer service. I hope you realize from this presentation that we embody all of those elements at Pueblo Viejo Engineering. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.